we'll just do the entirety of
Rent.
Feed Me. Oh, Rent.
Oh.
We could do that. I listened
be
to
Roger.
Rent. You want to be Roger?
I want to be Roger.
Oh, I want to
Roger
be.
is fucking amazing.
Oh, I want to. What's
Mark?
his- No.
Collins.
Benny.
Yes.
No,
You wanna be
Collins.
Collins.
No,
I
Collins.
mean,
for
I
sure.
honestly, I would like. I literally told
You
Maya I was
just
auditioning.
said you wanted to be Mark.
Well, so I told Maya I was auditioning, and she was like, "Oh, for Mark, right?" And I was like, "I could be cool."
Yes, but also,
I
yes,
could be
but also,
Roger.
how dare you?
Literally. I could be that. I could be cool.
I just want to do live in my house.
Oh, that's such a good
I'll
song.
be your shelter. No, hold on. Oh, that's the sad one. Yeah.
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 No.
Well,
no, there's
actually,
a
no,
reprise.
Red
Yeah,
Dead
that's the
Redemption.
reprise.
No, I've seen the
Yeah.
movie.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
No. But just sometimes we have a tendency to go off on these things, and you're just very good at agreeing then too. So I honestly
Yeah.
can't tell.
No, I know this one.
Amazing. Anyway, Jeff, please continue then.
I feel like
Fill us right in.
I've been so I take a pass at these episodes after you take a pass at them now, Kirsten, and it is alarming the number of musical references that we started out with.
Yeah.
Just listen to one where we were talking about Sweeney Todd. There's
Yeah.
another one.
Oh
just
yeah.
The producers.
the producers was another
right.
one.
Oh, I love the
It's
producers.
just
yes,
like
we've been over.
Sorry. Just get on this.
just slowly we're actually turning into a musical review podcast.
I'm fine with that.
Except
I'm
for the
fine with
part
that.
where we don't really say anything of substance about them. We just sing them and go, oh my God, that part was so great. Do you
Brian-
want to know the plot? Go somewhere else.
Brian Darcy James and Wild Party.
Oh my God. And also in Shrek.
I haven't listened to Wild Party. I gotta listen.
Oh,
You gotta make
be
sure
in
you
a good
do.
headspace.
Andrew Lip was Wild
Oh, God,
Party.
okay.
And Andrew Lip was
Jesus.
Wild Party, yeah.
Yeah, no.
The Chooses is crazy.
Paul lent me a copy of the comic or the book or whatever.
It's a poem, I think.
Is it a poem?
Yeah.
He lent me a copy. I haven't opened it, as you can tell.
And welcome back to the 7-Star of the Right podcast.
Our musical review.
Our musical review podcast. We're going to slowly transition into it. Eventually we'll start with the RPG and then we'll slowly transition into our reviews.
I'm on board
of
for this.
any new Broadway musicals, and we'll have like a Tony watch party. It's going to be great.
No, Jeff, because if we do new musicals, then we have to go to New York.
That's fair.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
And 3 out of 4 people in this room dislike New
Wait,
York.
who's the one who likes New York?
Oh, do you not?
Oh, every time I go to New York, I'm like, I'm so glad I don't live here.
Sure. It gave us COVID.
It smells
Okay.
like
It
sadness.
smells so bad. Anyway, 4 out of 4 people on this
These rooms
podcast.
do not like
Good
New
pizza
York.
though. Awful sports
Good- no,
team.
great-
Just the worst sports
Oh, yeah,
team.
that's what you care
Every
about.
single one of them is just the worst.
Everyone's so fashionable over there. No
I'm
one's
still
fashionable.
fascinated by the fact that people like New York style pizza. Pizza should not be folded. If you want it to be thicker, make it thicker. I know I'm also wrong.
I feel like we're pissing off a lot of people at the start of this podcast.
That's always a good way to start a podcast.
I
Alienate
know,
most
Cast a
being a
wide net
native
of anger.
Chicagoan. I'm right. Hey, you'll just get hate watchers or listeners, I guess. I don't know.
If they're hate listening at episode 10,
12.
thank you.
No. 112. Oh my lord.
Yes, we're in 112.
112.
Thank you for hate listening.
Yes, we appreciate you, even if you do hate us.
So what do you guys remember from last time?
Ooh, we had some tense discussions, is what I remember.
So we started off being in the library, and everybody had bad feelings at everybody else.
Yes,
Yep.
we were all
That
mad
was
at
the big part of it.
For different reasons.
For different
which is great.
reasons.
That's
And
great.
we just kind of hashed that out.
Take
I'm just gonna wait until we're done moving
No.
the
Oh,
cookie
okay,
glass.
sorry.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
all good. It's all good. I just like, why bother doing it quietly when we could just do it loudly, do it
Can
quick,
you
and then
pass
cut
over
that
that?
part
You're
out.
So fair.
Okay, I thought we were gonna like wait until you had to draw stuff up.
And I was under that impression too, but then Peter.
I'm sorry.
Peter wanted to move
I'm
him.
fidgeting. I'm sorry. I'm fidgeting. Like, I shouldn't have drank this.
You're fine.
Maybe if anyone's like, why is Marcus so talkative in this episode? Is because I had a quarter can of Dr. Pepper and I'm very sensitive to caffeine.
Woohoo!
And I'm gonna be finishing this can of Dr. Pepper over the
Let's
course of
go.
the episode. So yeah. So we
Okay.
were in the library. We
So
were
we
all
started. We started in the library. We were all mad at each other
Yep.
Mhm.
for different reasons. We talked out most of that and came to a different battle strategy, which is maybe Marcus should be a little bit more on the front and Nona should stop throwing herself at things.
And Nona called Marcus a coward, which Marcus did not like.
I said you were afraid of things. But yes,
Which is
Nona
correct.
does believe you are a coward.
And
What are
you
you,
would be correct, but Marcus will never admit that in his life ever. So
Don't worry, I'll say it for you.
oh yeah.
Anyway, we rearranged and then we headed down further into our map here. We found ourselves in the great hallway / great staircase. We did a check-in with Von McRaven, who told us that he unfortunately would not be joining us in security because he was busy making people Wilhelm scream as they fell off of things,
Yep.
which was very fun. And then we proceeded to the armory, where we were just walking past and having a grand old time.
Yep.
But then Marcus recognized the voice of somebody inside.
We heard a discussion happening in the armory. Nona heard some of the content of the discussion, and then Marcus recognized one of the voices as one of my childhood friends. And initially, Marcus was going to maybe not engage. And then a fight broke out in the armory, and Marcus was like, "Oh God, my childhood acquaintance." We intervened in the fight. Nona's very confused as to why Marcus wanted to kill this person and then not kill him and then maybe kill him again.
We
But
bounced around a lot. I
we
got it
did.
straightened out.
It's called
Very-
conflicting emotions.
It is called conflicting emotions.
I barely have one at a time. I don't know what to tell you.
I was having a really fun time listening to you be like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
is great." Like, trying to decide what Nona is.
Take out some popcorn, eat popcorn, and then realize I don't need to eat, so I'm just gonna kind of look like I'm eating.
It was revealed after we totally creamed the silence agents in there that this man, Enzo Serra, was Marcus's handler when he worked for the Children of the Silence. Ooh, big reveal.
I want to ask, canonically, have we gotten his name? Because Jeff has said Enzo Serra to you.
yes,
I don't believe
I think you're right.
I introduced myself, but then he was rude and didn't introduce himself back. So I think we just collectively know this is Marcus's friend,
Handler was the word.
handler.
Are you sure you never said Enzo? I feel like
I might have, but he was never
sure.
introduced
And
to y'all.
yeah, fair.
And
He gesticulated a lot with his guns.
he did.
He did.
God.
I had a really fun moment where I was like, just like, put those away. They aren't going to help you.
We had a little reveal, at least for Marcus, from Marcus's backstory, that Enzo kept watch over Chiara after banishing him, but during this kind of keeping tabs on Chiara, he didn't know about Claire. So that's kind of an open question.
Yeah. Sounds like
doesn't
he's
know that Claire's
really
exist.
shitty at his job as an intelligence officer.
Or, someone else is like keeping that super under wraps. So I have a note to worry about that later, but we're currently sieging the palace, so maybe not right now. Yeah, and then Micah was like, "Marcus, you work for the Children of the Silence," and then Marcus completely blew her off. And we're going to deal with that today, probably.
But we did take a vote and we decided not to kill you for now.
Not to kill me?
Yes.
Oh, well, but Marcus wasn't privy to this conversation.
No, it was all in our head.
Okay, yeah.
But like we took a vote. We decided not to kill Enzo. We
Great.
decided not to kill Marcus.
Amazing.
We decided to open up the vault where all the fun guns are, get that, and
I
then
thought you were
we'll
gonna
figure
say-
out what to do
I
after
thought you were
that.
going to say open channels for diplomacy.
No.
All right,
No,
Marcus.
no,
We're not going to kill you, but we need to talk.
That's pretty much what's
And
happening.
depending on how that conversation goes, we might change our decision.
Yeah.
Then it'll be a 2-player podcast.
Yeah, there were a couple other things I wrote down. I think Micah took some
Snapback. That's right.
Yep,
I
Micah
forgot to
took some
mention that.
Snapback. That
Yep.
was a bit of a revelation for Marcus.
Yeah.
Of like, y'all just have this.
Yeah. I don't know
You
what I'm
see
getting
the
myself
other
into.
Mhm.
I also have a quote that felt poignant at the time, so I wrote it down from Nona. "They can't kill me, they can kill you," which felt like there's some feelings behind that.
Oh no, but there was another zinger. There was Claire won't leave and Marcus won't stay, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a zinger!" No,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Thank you. I felt very good about that episode. Sometimes I go back and I listen to myself. I'm like, Kirsten, you're not forming coherent sentences. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah.
that was a good.
I
one.
feel good about
That's
me.
a one-liner right there.
Well, there was one other thing. Like Nona was obviously talking to Micah a little bit about and Micah was mad at Nona, but then Nona was also kind of mad at Micah around Vaughn. Like,
Yeah, I
Nona
learned passive aggressiveness. That was fun.
does not trust Vaughn's ability to execute on
Do
certain-
anything.
Yeah.
Marcus also
Basically.
doesn't trust him, but
This was before you heard him.
That's
doing
right.
some
That's right.
things
So
over
maybe
the
a
phone.
little bit
Like,
of a.
All right, I can respect you a little bit more, but as a leader, I don't know. As a fighter, maybe. We'll see.
It's better than just sleeping. He did that a lot.
Vaughn is perfect forever and ever. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, there's no way that he's going to fall off that pedestal.
oh god.
All right.
10 episodes.
Yeah. You know how you've listened. You know how this
Yeah,
goes.
It's gonna take a long time.
Some foreshadowing.
I'm so
and-
excited to enter my 30s still being in the beginning of this plot.
Isn't it the best?
Yeah. For reference
We
for the
gotta get
listeners,
there
I'm in
soon.
my mid-20s and I expect to still be doing this podcast.
We're gonna get there soon. We have to.
Yeah,
We have to.
112. Who knows?
Triple
I'm having a good
digits,
time.
baby. I'm
I'm having a
feeling
good
good
time.
about this significant figure space.
All right.
Okay,
So,
we're done
we can
making
stop
fun of
the
Jeff.
episode.
we're
now.
done making fun of me.
Yeah, that's right. We can move
You're
on
painting a
now.
picture, Jeff.
And then you all die. Rocks fall. Everyone dies.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I do have to paint a picture for you guys because you
Oh,
guys
yes.
are entering the armory.
Oh yeah, give me the good shit.
And so rather than using flowery language, I'm just going to make a reference. Have you guys seen The Matrix?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Neo had said, we're going to need guns, a lot of guns.
And
And
then
then just like all of the racks just come out.
Yeah.
That's what you guys find yourselves in right
Cool.
now.
But how good are the guns? Because last time all we could really
They're not
see
very-
through the windows was combat rifles, and we've outgrown that shit.
We definitely want to poke around, see if there's anything more deluxe, since this is the Palace Armory.
Also, why did Enzo want to get in here so bad? If
There's
it's
some
all combat
artifacts in the
rifles?
back.
Yeah.
He can
and-
steal magic items.
Yeah.
I have no interest in.
And so a quick cursory glance, you see it is enough weaponry to equip an entire battalion
No.
every single time. Battalion?
No,
Fucking
battalion.
goddamn bullshit.
I'm leaving all of these in there, by the way.
I
'cause
know.
They're funny.
If I was editing again, I would definitely remove this section.
I can if you want
No,
to.
it's fine. Battalion.
Battalion.
It's the second
Like
syllable.
battle.
Bah humbug. Fucking just a lot of people.
Why is this so?
I don't know. It's a mental block now, and now I've just like locked it in. It's like that's what you say, and it's like no, that's not what you
Jeff,
say.
it's
But I've said it enough times.
TA.
It's tally like making it tally.
Battalion.
Battalion.
Italian.
Italian.
Like Italian, but with a ba.
Okay.
Battalion.
Battalion.
Italian. That's right.
Look at all
What
these
are we going to do
Italian.
about the Italian? And
And
that's what
we go all the way back to Sweeney Todd. All right. We're getting off track.
Get it together. Get it together.
Enough to equip a lot of fucking people. Okay.
You could say an army.
And no, not an army.
No.
It's
Just
a
a
small,
section of
just a section of an army.
Only there were words for that.
But there isn't. Anyway, moving on.
I can tell we're gonna get a lot done this session.
It's all the Diet Dr. Pepper.
There is you take a quick glance at the equipment in front of you, and it is what you've seen silence operatives wearing, oftentimes the standard ones and the prime ones. There doesn't seem to be initially anything Inquisitor related or something like that, like the Inquisitor armor that Nona is currently wearing. But you see combat armor, you see combat rifles, shotguns, pistols, small advanced melee weapons. And as you're taking in all of the weapons here, Enzo is beelining towards the back section.
I'm following. He knows where the good
I'm also
stuff
going to follow
is.
him.
Although eventually, just for like flavor and lack of grossness purposes, we should replace y'all's armor with armor that doesn't have holes or blood in it.
It's my second priority. First priority.
Yeah,
What's at the back?
for
of,
sure.
what's
Eventually.
At the back of the vault?
Eventually. I'm just saying that because sometimes then we will forget and
Oh,
leave.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm just locking it in right now that if we forget to say this on air, we did that.
Yeah.
Okay, going.
And he notices you guys following, and he says, "All right, so we're just gonna need to like lay some ground rules here, okay? Like we need to divvy up things. There was things that I in here that I know the access codes for because there's another thing because they're kind of big and important, and so there are two things I want in there. You can have anything else in here, but I want those two things.
What are those two things? Are they cool?
All of the things in here are pretty cool, you know? They'll help me get off of planet, and they will help me stay ahead of the Children of the Silence.
We'll see.
All right, let's just,
Would you like to pull your guns out again? Would that make you feel better?
No. All right, fine. There's a couple of things in here that the Children of Silence have confiscated off of various smugglers or ne'er-do-wells, so to speak. And there's two things in particular that I want. One is a thing called a liar's card. Just helps me, make some documents appear legit as long as I have a copy of another documents. Another one's called a min-e factory. Allows me to turn scrap into pretext scrap. That's all I want. And that'll be gone. You can have all of the weapons in here. I know that they have stashes of credits. I know they have, all of the, I see you guys, kitted out to the nines. They got some good stuff in here. I only want those two things. Help me get off planet. Help me make enough money that I can stay ahead of the Children of the Silence. I know there's several other things in there. And he kind of puts his hand out and like, good? Shake on it? You good?
I'm okay with this.
Those sound useful. I'd like to have those.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have those. But I do know that there's some other artifacts in there. I don't know all of the things around them.
That's
but
interesting because I didn't catch your name.
He looks over at Marcus and he says, Enzo Serra. Nice to meet you.
Enzo, I don't think I like you. So I'm not sure I care what you want.
And then he turns to Nona. All right. You seem like you.
I am not the boss person here.
Who's the boss? Marcus, do I need to talk to you about here?
We all point at Claire.
The child? Also, why is she here? This is like a combat zone.
Because when we leave her places, she gets kidnapped by the Bear Mafia.
I'm not going to dig into that.
Yeah, don't you worry about that.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Fair. And he turns to Claire and says, small child, since you appear to be the one calling the shots here, does that sound good? We on the up and up? You guys can have anything else. I want those two things, and then I'm out of here.
Claire's not in charge.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys told.
That was a joke that Kirsten made after the first one. We can stick with that.
All right.
Listen,
we're helping people each other out here. So
well, that's one way to look at it.
It's got to be equitable,
That whole pretext scrap thing, that sounds pretty useful. I think we could have use for that. You can have the liar's card. I don't care about that.
He thinks for a second, but I get my first choice at another one of the artifacts. Then
we'll see what's in there.
No. No.
Enzo,
we're shaking on this.
Hey, Enzo,
you ever seen Storage Wars?
I don't know what that is, but I do know one.
Storage Wars.
Nona is going to wander away and go look at the second door that is supposedly here and try to figure out if I can hack it.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't open the other one.
That's the thing. Mike is not worried about accessing stuff. We've got our access person right here in Nona.
Potentially. It might be a little harder. We'll have to say.
I'm going to say, Enzo, I don't think you're in the negotiating position you think you're in.
No. Anything's a negotiating position if you're already talking. You see, so let's sit down here and let's figure this out.
Let's get in there. We don't have all day, unlike you, apparently.
No, I want to get the hell out of here too. And he sees you, Nona, moving towards the door and says, All right. Can we stop real please? And he does start to move towards his gun. I don't feel like let's be on the same page here.
If he starts to move toward his gun, I'm going to grab his arm.
Yeah, Enzo, and I point my fingers at him.
He doesn't know what that means.
Those are loaded.
So he starts to reach for his gun. He sees Marcus, you move towards him.
But it's not like I'm going to tackle him, more just to don't.
Yo, it's like a hand on the shoulder.
Dude, yeah, don't.
And so he says, Marcus, can you get them to talk to me here? You guys wouldn't even be aware that there was things in here without my intelligence. Speaking of intelligence, is there something else you want to know? I got a whole buttload of stuff on my computer. Anything you want to know? I might have stuff on. Let's trade some stuff. I'll give you my password. You can take a look at the contents there. Maybe it could be useful for you. I don't know what you're here for.
You did not know that Marcus had a daughter, despite her many years of age. I do not trust your intelligence information.
Why would the Children of Silence care about, some sniveling nosed kid?
Why would the Children of Silence care about a random woman?
Because she was a psychic and a powerful one at that. Anytime anything, boiled up I don't know what to call my network of agents.
Grapevine.
Grapevine, yeah. I don't know, anything that came up the grapevine. This is it. Thanks, Marcus.
You're welcome, Enzo.
Anytime something comes up, he always the brains. This one,
No.
Intelligence officer.
You don't have to be intelligence to be an intelligence officer, okay?
Obviously.
Anyway, so things boiling up the grapevine, don't really tend to include, this powerful psychic also as a kid. Those were the things I was squashing.
Do you know what the Chancellor is doing in the giant hole in the basement?
I want to roll for that.
Ooh.
What now?
The Chancellor has been creating new psychics. Yes? The new Inquisitors that
I
exist?
can neither confirm nor deny.
That's coming from the basement.
I mean, I'm not with him anymore. Yeah, sure. I think maybe. I don't know where they're coming from, though.
The basement, I just said. Well, maybe not the basement. Probably under the basement. I'm suspecting. I've just been envisioning a big hole. Anybody else?
Yeah,
Just
pretty
like a
much.
giant cavernous pit.
You
of-
understand,
under
the
the
purpose of
basement.
an intelligence agent is to find intelligence on, insurgents, not necessarily digging into one's own government.
Well, I guess you know
as soon
anything
as-
about Devos?
Oh, do I know stuff about Davos? Like, he immediately gets recognition. Oh, yeah, that lunatic?
Yes,
Oh,
please.
yeah, absolutely.
So what does he want with the basement?
You keep referring to a basement. I have no idea about what this basement is. All I know is this guy, they think that he's trying to bring about the next Scream. Like, the big one. Guy's off his rocker.
I mean, yes. But okay, I'm sure that sounds like a little much even for him. But fine. Tell us what else you know. Again, we don't have all day.
My guys, I have the just
Give us your
mountains of
computer.
what do you?
Great.
It's back more in my office. I'll give you my password, and then let's figure this out. Liar's card, I get. You guys get the mini factory. It's like MIN and then a big E. I don't know if it's like min E or like mine factory.
Yeah, they did a rebranding recently.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I get that. You guys get that. And then I choose one other thing, and then you can have whatever the hell you want.
As long as it's not a weapon?
Sounds good. And he puts out his hand and starts going back and forth.
I look at Micah. Micah is driving this train.
Yeah. Sure. We'll see what's in there.
All right. And he is going to give you the password to his computer, which he says it's going to be in the barracks itself.
Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Because if it is, I'm going to hurt someone.
And he hands a note to
you
Marcus.
have this. Oh. Okay, Marcus doesn't laugh out loud, but he does smirk and puts it away.
Is it an amusing password?
I think so.
And so
Gonna sit on that for now. All right.
Well, at least he's gonna put it away.
Insurance so we don't kill him either.
No, he doesn't. He has no concept of the fact that you guys were even discussing
Yeah,
trying to
no,
kill
we're-
I mean, Micah did straight up threaten you in the last one and you ignored it, but you probably saw it.
I ignored it.
and
Living in denial.
We're sitting on that.
And so, no, you would have already kind of seen part of this as you were heading back. The back part of this armory does seem to have another cage within it, reinforced, in a bunch of ways. Really, the way that they expect you to get through is through the door. It has a keypad, which he is able to walk up to and press a combination, and it just unlocks and swings open. Inside, you see 4 separate items. You see a white polycomposite thing that's roughly the size of your palm. You see a really cool looking backpack, something that, seems, it definitely seems more than just an ordinary backpack.
One would assume since it's locked up, yes.
Yeah. You put your hand in it and it's a mimic and it eats
And it
you.
bites you.
Yeah.
Jeff, you remember that time we played at one shot and there was a hat locked up and then you unlocked it and immediately put the hat on and then almost died?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to this
Okay, no
backpack.
one-
No. I want to defend myself. If someone
Not
there was
getting anything done.
there was 3 separate hats. One was just out and about. Another one had like
The other 2 were creatures.
That's true. That is true. It wasn't 3 separate hats. It was just, there was one that was just kind of like out in an open box. There was one that was kind of in a cage, but like
You could
a
stick your
dog
fingers through
cage
if you
kind of
really
deal.
wanted to.
Mhm.
And then there was one that was like locked up and it was not a creature. It was a hat. And so we got it out and we're like, huh, what's this all about? So I'm like, that could be really powerful, you know? My guy was not smart.
So in the armory, we find 3 hats. That's crazy.
You find 3 hats.
Amazing. Okay.
White composite thing.
Backpack. And
You see a cylindrical device that appears to have just a single button on the top of it. And then another thing, which is probably about like a foot by a foot by a foot, just almost a cube that has an intake of just, it says random assortment of things. You assume that there's maybe some kind of maybe robotics within and then an output. So it seems like it takes in something. It does have the big Min E factory on the side. And so he then goes to pick up the small like white composite material and then goes to grab the backpack.
What's that thing?
It's a backpack. He puts it on and he's like, all right, see you guys later.
And figure out anything else about this backpack.
If anyone wants to try and figure out something about the backpack, you can roll an intelligence no or fix check.
Okay.
It's going to be a tough one.
I got a 9.
That's the wrong die.
I got a
We don't
4.
roll d20s
Nice.
here. 7.
None of you are able to identify what this thing is. It definitely seems to be pre-tech in construction. It is clearly well maintained. Enzo does not open it up, just puts it onto his back. You do, however, see that there are a couple of labels of the things that he took. One was the liar card. It has a label underneath it, confiscated after fugitives ran past checkpoint. And the one that he
No.
what?
That's ours. That was, I believe that was confiscated from us, and Miss Gray would probably like it back.
Did she have that?
So you remember the last time we were on a boat with Captain Dusty Smokey?
Yeah.
And
Hard to forget Captain Dusty Smokey.
Captain Dusty Smokey. And he had the ability to fake papers for us and said had gotten this thing from Dorian Gray.
No, but I believe you.
Yes, I suppose you might have been in a barrel at that point, actually.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Don't worry
Never
about
mind.
Long story. Also,
it. Also,
leering.
yes. Okay. I'll buy her another one. It's fine.
All
Is there
right.
a tag on the backpack? We're probably just going to let it go, but
For the backpack, it is a separate thing called a fold box. And the label says confiscated from smugglers moving drugs into and out of Breeze.
I'd like to trade back. I mean, if you really want the turn
You're-
normal scrap into pretext scrap,
I was
but
thinking of you for that because, I mean, you're more of our mechanic-y person.
I appreciate it. I
Right.
think I want the backpack.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it works for me.
And so he stops in place and says, all right, you want, I get the
What's
factory.
the backpack do?
Hmm.
You
It's-
wanted this to start with, right?
I did. All right, backpack, bigger on the inside.
Mine.
Yeah. All right.
Give
it here.
Also, if you don't mind, would you tell us what that fourth thing is with the button?
Oh, he takes a look at it. Spatial extension support. Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, I remember this. There was a group of smugglers that were getting in just an insane amount of stuff. And they were using this thing. You put it into a space, a room, triples its size. Kind of similar to the backpack in that way. Makes stuff bigger on the inside.
So it works on a room?
On a room, yeah.
Huh.
They were turned basically like a closet into slightly bigger closet. It was working for them. They were able to, edge out some of their competition, until silence operatives caught wind of what they were doing and brought them in. But yeah, those things are yours, and anything else you find.
All right, great. I take the cube, smack it into his chest, rip the backpack off. Bye, and Enzo, whatever. See ya.
And before he leaves, he passes by you, Marcus, and says, Marcus, what are you even doing here? Why are you back? This place is going down hard. And, the place that you're in, pretty sure you're still wanted. They got your poster up somewhere.
I think he's going to look at Claire and consider if he's going to bring her up, but probably not. And not really angry at this point anymore. But he'll say, I didn't have anything else to live for except come back.
All right. No, I understand that, man. I understand how she made you happy, and it killed me to split you up like that. But, better you gone than dead. It's just, what are you doing here right now? Are you just robbing them blind and then heading off somewhere?
Why not?
We could go together.
He'll look at the rest of the group and look back at Enzo. Say, no, man, I gotta say.
All right.
Let me know if you go off planet.
Yeah, I'll try and get word to you somehow. Where are you guys heading next?
It's a big load of none of your business.
All right. Fine. The intelligence officer will leave without giving you any more intelligence other than what he's got on his
You said it was
laptop.
on your computer.
Sure. Yeah.
Do a handshake before he leaves. And one of those bro handshakes.
Yeah.
It becomes
You do like the clasp
a shoulder
and the-
slap.
Yeah.
The closest
Exactly
thing
2
most
shoulder
men
slaps.
ever
Yeah.
get to a hug.
Yep. Yep.
And he
It's the most
says-
physical contact Marcus has had in 10 years. He's very sad.
Sad.
And he says, be safe, buddy.
You too.
And he will leave with
All right.
the liar's card and the mini factory.
It's a mini factory. Jeff.
You came up with
It's
this
your name.
artifact. You pick.
So we're picking around the back of the armory still. Say to Marcus, not looking at him. So wanted poster, huh?
Yep. Probably don't look like that anymore.
For Orsiame?
What do you mean?
As I'm asking, you're wanted by this government or someone else?
Oh, no. For, quote, defecting, unquote.
All right, you're fine.
But let's see how much money and
No
how
more
good
words. He's good.
the wanted poster is before we make any snap judgments.
But no, it is for me defecting, right? Because because that's what Enzo told them was that
That is
I was just
exactly right.
gone.
And
Yeah.
fraternizing with the enemy.
Fraternizing with the enemy. Yeah.
Yep.
Fraternizing.
Mm.
Oh.
Nona does not know.
No. This is entirely Kirsten commentary. My bad.
Do we need to have the talk with Nona?
No.
Okay, good.
No would probably know.
She's been on the
Also,
internet.
Okay, that's fair. No,
Or
you're
at
right,
least
you're right.
once.
None of the listeners could hear your eye waggle.
I also put it in my voice. I went fraternizing.
Yeah.
I did.
Marcus is looking for credits. I
What else we
want
got in here?
money, please. How many credits can I feasibly carry without loading my encumbrance?
There's not credits is kind of just free.
I don't need to ask for a box if we have a backpack of unusual size.
That's right. We
You-
can do both. Though,
can do
if you
both.
want to be an arms dealer, now's the time.
So I
Do I?
will
Maybe.
give you guys this, but effectively it is similar to a bag of holding. It is a backpack, but as you open it up, it is quite roomy in there. In fact, you reach around and it feels like you should be reaching past the front of the backpack and it still keeps going.
I put my head inside.
Nona, you feel like if you curled into a ball, you could maybe fit in here. It is 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter cubed.
Oh,
Cool.
wow.
And weight-wise, what does it do?
It is 1 encumbrance.
Amazing.
Do things inside of it weigh the same?
You just start putting just a whole bunch
put
of
junk
crap
in
in
it?
it
Yeah.
and start like lifting it up. Doesn't feel any different.
Oh, yeah. That's what I like to hear.
Okay, I'm gonna put a bunch of like my drugs in the little front pocket. There's like little divided parts, right?
Yep.
But the drugs in the little front. Like, we gotta be organizational. And then just, are there bombs here? I forget what their demo charges.
So
I'm
you-
looking specifically for demo charges.
You quickly do
I
a
broke
scan
Jeff.
through everything. I put some in there just for you, Nona.
I feel so loved.
As you quickly go through all of the stuff that is here, you make a quick inventory. You find 10 integrity stims, 100 plus combat armor, combat rifles, shotguns, pistols, small advanced melee weapons, 5 demo charges, 50 grenades, any number of backpacks, low light goggles, rations, and Lazarus patches, and 7,500 credits, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Oh, you spoil us, Jeff.
You do.
So
I call the bird. He's not a bird, is there?
So basically, you can have any amount of combat armors, combat rifles, shotguns, pistols, small advanced melee weapons as you want. The things that there are a number on are the integrity stims, which are 10, 5 demo charges, 50 grenades,
The grenades suck, though.
but you have 50 of them.
50 of them.
But you can only throw one at a time.
50 of them.
Got a grenade launcher.
I already have. I have. Whatever.
Backpacks, which you guys already have, low light goggles, which some of you guys might want to swap, rations, which is just food, and Lazarus patches.
What tech level are the backpacks?
There will be 4.
Oh, I have a tech level 0 backpack.
Yeah,
What can
I've been rocking a tech level 0 backpack for this entire campaign, so that's interesting.
What benefits does a tech level 4 backpack give
Now I
me?
have to look this up.
I think
Yeah.
it just has 0 encumbrance rather than 1 was what I remembered. I could be wrong about
I
that.
Yeah,
would.
it-
I would
it-
love one more encumbrance.
It's basically I think just a lighter thing. Let me quickly check that out.
Now, the real question that we're going to get into is with Nona's and my combined tech knowledge, do we think it would be a horrific idea to put the room expander
don't
inside
do
the
it.
bag?
I'm having D&D flashbacks.
I know what it's like in D&D. I know.
What happens in D&D?
So if you ever put a bag of holding inside another bag of holding, both of them are destroyed instantly, and it opens up a portal to the astral plane, and it sucks all of the contents of the backpack plus everything vaguely around it into the astral plane.
Is this canon in D&D?
Yeah, it's
no,
in
that's
the
how it works.
rules as written.
Oh my god! Is it so you can't infinitely nest?
Exactly.
Yeah, don't put space warpy stuff inside each
Inside
other.
Space Warby stuff. I just like that was literally a hard block. I'm like, okay, so Michael will carry that one, and I will carry this one, and they will stay 50 feet apart from each
Hey,
other
listen,
at all
this is-
times.
This is just science. I just want to know. Can we?
I do not.
What do
Immediately
we think?
destroy both of these cool items that Jeff just gave us.
I just want
It'd
to
be
know.
so funny because now you guys are just in a hell dimension and like this is the campaign.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I don't even know what roll to get.
I mean, just
Intelligence,
no
fix, or no.
Okay.
okay.
But it's going to be a tough one because
Stop
these are
rolling
ones.
both
Oh, thank God.
pre-tech.
Okay.
You
8.
said I could do fix.
Yeah.
13.
Nona does like the Rain Man like numbers as they kind of, and Nona, you feel that it should be okay. However, if something were to go wrong with the name of the thing
The
that I
space
have,
expander.
Yeah.
The-
The closet into bigger
spatial
closet
extension.
here.
if there's something that goes wrong with the spatial extension support, either it breaks or is destroyed in some way, and then things get, pushed together,
Yeah.
that could lead to some very bad situations. So it should work, but it is dangerous in that if the thing on the inside fails for any reason whatsoever, it could cause a catastrophic chain reaction.
Like a tiny black hole.
More like you have all of these things that are now immediately ultra compressed.
And they're full
And
of
the
explosives.
confines.
That's like if you had it active, right? And then it went inactive. If you just leave it in its inactive
if you leave it
form.
in its inactive state. Like if you try and actually triple the size of the thing in this and then it fails for some reason.
I think we were just talking about.
flipping
I
it.
wasn't.
Yeah,
you're
I
It
gonna
seemed
put
like
the
you were
thing
trying
in
to
the thing.
actually make it
Expand
Why don't you just
expand
put
the
it
space.
in a box? Do that. Then we have 2 boxes.
It does need to be an enclosed space.
The box doesn't work.
No,
With
like a milk crate doesn't work.
Just like, lugging a box around. I love doing it. I've done it
know.
before. But
I
it
know.
also, it does like, then I have to like escort the box around. It'd be nice if it was just a backpack. That's what I was thinking.
I think we can fit a decent amount of stuff in this backpack. I would very much like to have this on the ship.
Oh yeah, we're just not on the ship
just
right now.
triple the
No,
the
for
size
sure.
of the cargo
Like that's
hold.
what I'm thinking long term. But we're
Yes,
here right
but
now.
I'm worried that they're going to destroy each other. Or like if we put this in the bag and then turn that on, and then we put a bunch of guns and bombs in it, which I'm going to be completely honest, I've already put all the bombs in
Yeah.
it. Like all of the bombs, unless somebody stops me. I got all the devil charges. I got all the grenades in there.
I'm not stopping you.
So you think that would just happen if we put this in there?
Well, so no. But like you put it in there, you turn it on, right? It expands the space.
Yeah, that's what I
But
hope would
then
happen.
if something happens to it and it compresses the space again, and then we put a
Yeah.
bunch of things with explosives and we try and make them occupy the same space in
yeah.
space time, that's gonna go explosion-y.
All
Also,
right.
one thing I will say, Nona, that you are also thinking about, even if it's filled with not reactive material, like not explosives, if it's still filled to the brim, you
It's gonna clip and then
Sure, it's a bunch of shrapnel.
basically, yeah,
It's gonna clip
the
and go
physics
shooting
engine
out.
won't like it.
yeah.
It might cause
But
like a
that's-
catastrophic chain reaction.
But that is going to be true with this thing, regardless of any space you put it in. If it's like
Filled to the
containing a
brim.
bunch of stuff,
Yes.
essentially, right? It doesn't have to do specifically with this backpack. It's like if you filled up a crate with a top on it, and like that was full up.
How the two how I'm ruling it is
Okay.
how the two would interact.
I see.
When one fails would cause the other one to fail catastrophically.
I see.
But by themselves, you'd be aware, like just messing around with it. Like if one of them fails by itself, it would just kind of be like a clown pack of just like a bunch of things starting to shoot out. But it's the two things together which would cause the catastrophic chain reaction.
Understood.
No creating a mini black hole.
All right. Well, we could, but we shouldn't. But we could.
We could. Save that on the back burner in case stuff goes really, really
They're
wrong.
having this discussion. Where are the credits? Marcus wants credits.
They appear to be in the back, but you
How many credits can I have?
7,500 credits.
Ooh, that's not that many credits. 7,500?
That's a decent amount of credits.
7,500 credits?
Yes.
Fine.
I'm
That's-
Marcus is pocketing that.
It's not spaceship money, but that's pretty good money.
That's pretty good money.
Maybe am I just spoiled? Maybe 7,500 credits.
We don't always go by these standards, but 5,000 credits is an affluent person's maximum funds. So not like a rich person, but like a well-off person.
Okay, like in American dollars. How many dollars is 70?
I don't think it's going to translate well. A lot of money for a wealthy person's around 25,000 credits.
25,000 credits?
Yeah, and that's a
So-
lot of money for a wealthy person.
So that's like hundreds of thousands of dollars, like millions if not.
Yeah, so this would probably be on the order of like a couple $100,000,
Okay.
maybe
okay.
a little bit more.
Less unhappy now.
I'm less unhappy and it is now in my wallet. Thank you. I'm assuming that it's zero encumbrance because I don't want to
Yes.
jingle jangle as I walk around. Continue this discussion, please.
If you guys want to try and recognize that Marcus is pocketing stuff,
We're
I
having
will
an
allow it.
in-depth science discussion, okay? Please. Marcus doesn't give a shit about any of the magical items or I just want my credits.
Sure, that's fine. Do we have a box of any kind? How about this? What's the feasibility?
You have the fold box.
Hmm?
You have the backpack.
No, I know,
we
but
want a second box.
one that we can put the extender inside. You gotta keep
see.
up. Jeff,
Yeah, come on,
you've
Jeff.
given us
We're being very greedy.
yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
a
Yeah.
huge amount of
Giving
like
us infinite guns. We're
medium
gonna
high
try and
quality
walk out here
items.
with infinite guns.
I was well aware of this when I did this.
So if we want to stuff as many things for resale as we possibly can into backpacks, etc., how much of that do you think could fit with the spatial extension support?
You
if there
are
is
just going to be an arms dealer.
All
I
right.
guess.
Made this joke multiple times.
I mean, who's
Let's
joking?
go.
So what are you
you should start
prioritizing?
trying to sell them. You don't have a downstream.
Well, we just had like 20 or 30 guns before. This is a lot more.
I think we
Those were
need
also-
You
90
need to build up your
guns.
product before you
Well,
start.
maybe we'll talk about that.
Those
later.
are also pre-tech.
Those are pre-tech. Those are special, which means they will sell for more money.
So, all right, I have to math some things. This feels like
This is what you get.
this feels like a question for a consultant. All right, you have assume unlimited amounts of things, and you have a 3 meter by 3 meter by 3 meter
box.
cube.
Maybe we should just
How
figure
much
this
stuff
out
can you
later.
fit in there that would provide the most value?
Because
Dynamic
realistically,
programming.
we don't have time to do that.
We're
I
just
think what's
gonna-
happening
yeah.
is like the equivalent of swiping your arm over the desk and just shoveling things into the bag as a
Yeah.
burglar.
Do this off air.
Yeah, and like we can figure out exactly what you let us have afterward. I'm sure it's not going to be that relevant.
Yes,
And
we
so
will
you were-
take all of the limited number of things. So we've taken the demo charges, we've taken the grenades.
You've taken
The
any
integrity.
goggles, Lazarus
You know
patches?
what? I'm gonna take a goggles because that seems fun. I already
Yeah,
have it
you
with
don't need
my
them. I need
visor,
them, though.
but the visor, yeah, but I think there's an unlimited number of them.
Oh yeah, no, so I'll take one.
Yeah.
Someone
But there are a
remind me Lazarus patch and integrity. Lazarus patch is
Lazarus
like
patch is
stable mortally wounded,
basically, yeah.
and
It doesn't really integrity both stabilizes as well as heals.
Is it better?
That's why
it's also less
pre-tech
common.
Stims.
And is it more in the class of like the super fancy stims?
Yeah.
Okay. Marcus will also want to carry some. If he sees Nona grabbing all of them, he will want to carry some on his own person.
Fine, you can have 2.
Aren't there like 100?
There's
There's
10.
10.
Fine, I'll take 2.
Does anybody else? I think Claire still has one.
I'm
Or
not
maybe
entirely
Mark, or
Claire may
maybe
have-
Micah
I
still
think
has
Claire
one.
may have used her last one.
I think I have a single one. Yeah.
Okay, I knew one of the other groups. Here, Claire, take one.
Okay, Claire takes a integrity.
Yeah, because sometimes she heals people, and that's useful.
That is useful.
All right. Do you have everything else? I
I'll
will
take
figure
night
out
vision.
how much stuff you've grabbed, but are you going like to the brim?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
This is entirely Micah's thing now. I got the numbered things.
See, now all I need to do is give you guys a way to stop time, and we can actually have the Skyrim joke where you just have a backpack full of cheese and just go
Yes.
in the middle of a battle.
It's like recall. I still have that like cup holder's worth of robot fingers somewhere.
You do.
This is a
yes.
thing.
It's on the ship.
I
One
gotta make
incumbent's
use
worth
of
of
this.
fingers.
I
Gotta
feel
make
like
use of this.
Micah is a hoarder. Is
Yes.
this true?
What?
Okay, cool.
No.
I feel like that's been
No.
borne out enough already.
In terms of armor, is there any armor that has an AC above 16?
No, it's all combat.
But
armor,
we
regular old
traded
combat
Yeah.
out
I'll
for
trade.
So it
ones
doesn't have
that don't
blood and
have
holes?
blood or holes in it.
Trade for new.
So that we don't get that disadvantage on disguising
Yeah,
that you
sounds
wanted
good.
to do to us before.
What? No.
Take that, Jeffrey.
All right. So
All
that
right.
sounds like pretty much what it looks like in there. It's like, hey, didn't he say there were like credits in here? Where's that at?
I got 'em.
Anybody find? Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
How many were there?
There were 5,000 credits.
You bitch.
Can we roll?
Yeah.
Yes! I've always wanted to see if somebody
Is
is
it
lying.
2d6?
Charisma sneak versus charisma notice.
Charisma
keep
notice, you
okay,
say.
No,
No, you-
don't give her charisma notice, please.
Yeah.
Charisma sneak.
Oh, that's right, because you have notice.
11!
I got
Uh-oh.
a 10.
This D6 is
Nice.
banned for today.
Nona, you pick up that he said that a little too fast.
Fair enough.
That does not seem like the actual number.
I say nothing.
Just judges silently.
No. We'll talk later. I'm still assuming we're all going to die. So does
We're not
any of this matter?
We're not
really.
petty qualms over.
Petty squabbles while the world burns around us.
What's important is figuring out how many guns we could fit in this box.
That's right.
That's what we're doing.
That's a note for Jeff. Figure out
How many
much
guns can fit in this box?
Are you prioritizing guns?
Well, I already got all of the.
Yeah, all the
What else is?
armor.
Oh, well, you can do armor too, I suppose.
I feel like this is one of those things where it's like, okay, now we start to look at the encumbrance versus
traveling
the
salesman
actual
versus
value
cost,
of it.
But also the armor has like soft parts more where, it's more rigid with the guns. You can't fit as many in. This is very dumb and we're going to move right past it.
Let's do it. Would you be willing to do half and half again? Half for our group, half for you?
Sure. So he'll transfer 2,500 credits. God damn it. My money.
You still have 2/3 of it.
You don't know that.
I don't, but I do.
Marcus he didn't have a lot of money for a very long time. Okay. He's trying to keep hold of his cash.
Yeah, and he didn't get his tank, so I feel bad.
I
for
didn't
him.
get a tank. That's true.
Yeah, that was hard for you.
And there's no
Maybe
tank
one
in
It's
here.
so hard for you.
There's no tank in the
My
armor.
wife died. Please don't have this.
I was exiled for 20 years. Can you put a tank on the ship?
You've got an
Maybe
18
with this extender thing. We gotta
We're
go.
moving. We're leaving. Let's
gotta go.
go.
All
right.
So
This is actually I don't think this took in universe.
In
a lot
universe,
of time.
5 minutes.
hour.
No, 5 minutes.
Great.
yeah, basically you guys quickly scour through. You just throw a whole bunch of things into the fold box and a crate that I guess Micah is now levitating.
Yep, that's what I'm good at.
Great.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. That there's nothing wrong that can go bad with that.
If we gotta
Can you
leave
smack
it, we gotta
people
leave
with
it. Not in a way that hurts.
Oh.
It just kind of like pushes them out of the way.
That's so you can't move it fast enough to smack them.
That's
Nah.
right.
Damn, that's
He's just gently like.
I have other,
nudge him.
Zamboni.
other
Yeah,
techniques that
exactly.
specifically hurt people, but not the basic thing.
Okay.
So you guys leave the armory. Enzo is long gone by now. The barracks themselves are still pretty unoccupied. Where do you guys want to go next?
We're gonna go to the barracks and find his computer.
Sounds good. So
Don't wave that at me, Anna.
Because that's not far away. This is in the same node that
Yeah.
we're
It's
at.
in
this
the
is kind of
same,
the same
place, yeah.
node.
We don't
And-
even have to walk down any hallways, much
Great.
less great ones.
And so you follow the directions. Enzo would have given you the directions to
That would be appreciated. Yes.
his office. Eventually you do find a room with a placard on the side that says Enzo Serra, Central Intelligence. You go inside and it is a fairly Spartan room. Doesn't have a whole lot of adornments to it. No like pictures of a family or something like that.
Oh,
No,
no. Oh.
it is Spartan. You don't know if he has kept it just this clean just in general or if he's taken all of his personal effects and just left. But Marcus, knowing Enzo, you wouldn't be surprised if he just worked in here like this.
Mm.
You do see a data slab on his desk, which is currently closed. I assume you open it up.
Yeah, I'll Marcus will do it.
What do you type in?
I type in the password on the piece of paper that Enzo gave me, which is "can't spend if you're dead!" !42069. Which is why I giggle.
Amazing.
And again, and because Marcus is a middle-aged man, he is typing with 2 fingers.
2 fingers.
So this is taking.
And like looking.
Oh, he doesn't have glasses, but it's like
It's like you're looking
it's
down your
yeah.
bridge of your nose as if you had the bifocals.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm
And-
surprised this data slab is still here. I thought that he would have like trashed it on the way out. But great.
Enter.
That's a pretty strong password, actually. It's got all the things you really need. It's got numbers, it's got letters, capital letters, lowercase letters, special symbols.
So you
No
have
proofs.
his data slab. What information are you guys looking for?
Marcus doesn't really care about this slab. I think he's kind of going to say like, great, it works. Let's take it. Let's go.
Give me 1 second. I would like to take this and sit down, and I would like to know what's going on in the security room that we're about to head for.
Mhm.
And I am going to
You're so
use
smart.
query data level 1.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Get to use your powers.
I get to use my powers, commit for the scene.
All right. So tell me what it does exactly.
Commit processing for the scene as the main action. Ask one question about a database you have access to and get a reply as if you had virtually unlimited time to search and examine the database's contents.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Are you using your like power glove to USB in?
Probably
or-
yes.
So it looks like a glove that you put on.
That's right.
Okay.
I've
But-
been working on this for a really long
I
time.
remember, yeah.
Like, yeah,
But Marcus
and-
has also never seen one of these things before, and he's not very tech savvy, so he's probably going to watch you do that and be like, oh.
Cool.
So it doesn't have access to like live feeds of anything.
Sure.
Right. But you quickly do, because you remember the name that Carter Greer provided you before.
Yes.
Captain Milochek.
That's right.
You do a quick query just to understand a little bit. I think that Carter Greer implied that he was under investigation in some way. And you find that there was, in fact, an investigation into Milochek's allegiances. You find some information on him. There's a pretty big file. You know that Milochek had a son by the name of Trevor.
So they know that.
Started showing
Weird, huh?
teleportation abilities, and he was sent to a psychic academy.
Oh, God.
You find some things on Trevor, basic, what he looked like, brown hair, brown eyes, a small like little thing about like, oh, he likes sports. The first indication that he had teleportation happened at a sporting match. Good student, favorite subject was science, wanted to grow up to be a government scientist like his mother. 2 years into Trevor's education at a psychic academy, he passed away. The official story was that he was unable to control his powers and died in an accidental teleportation. You see that Captain Milochek did not take this well and started to look into channels outside of the military in order to get more information on this. He was digging into it.
Mm-hmm.
You see within the report itself is a secondary top secret version that explains that Trevor died during a dangerous training regimen that pushed teleporters into more and more dangerous situations. Academy officials pushed him too hard. He died. And the final part of this whole report is it's open-ended. It still seems like it was ongoing at this time, but there seems to be notes in here indicating that Milochek has been a decorated soldier. As long as he doesn't know the truth or something like that, we see that there's no reason for us to, retire him early or something like that.
Kill him.
So it was more just like keep the stuff on the down low, make sure nothing ekes out, wait up for all to blow over. Seems to be like the indication, but there was ongoing monitoring on Milochek.
How recent did Trevor pass away?
Only a couple months back.
Oh, okay. Pretty
Yeah.
recent.
And so you get all of that, Nona.
Cool. Is there any, I'm guessing even the intelligence agencies probably won't have an idea of what is going on with the shibboleth.
Mm-hmm. You do a quick cursory glance of the information that there's a lot to go through. So, you know what? I'm actually going to make you make a roll for this. This would be an intelligence program check.
We love program.
And query this data. Or you could use the ability again if you want.
It's the same scene. I wouldn't give that to me.
Okay.
I got a 12.
Ooh.
Yeah, there are some reports. So nothing calls out shibboleth directly,
Mm-hmm.
but there are intelligence reports around strange happenings. There's a lot of references to what happened in Jade,
Sure.
to Von McRaven and the Cassian general, as well as an unknown third party. There is information.
My girl.
There's happenings around Principa itself, of just particularly around inflammatory events.
Sure.
People seem to be not on the same page as to what happened. Like there was a riot that happened in Principa only a few weeks ago that the inciting incident, the civilians claimed that silence operatives started it, whereas the silence operatives claimed the other side started it.
Mm-hmm.
And both sides seem to be telling the truth as far as inquisitors with telepathic abilities.
Is there any of these instances in which unquestionably the interference or discrepancies, whatever, benefited the children of the silence as opposed to the acolytes of the end?
Depends. It seems to be mostly these events that stand out to you tend to be ones that are inflaming things. So you don't get any information around particular attacks that you're right. There would be times when, but this, you wouldn't necessarily know that this is from the shibboleth, but there were times where it seemed like the acolytes of the end knew more than they probably should, where the
but only
location
one-sided,
base,
not in the other direction.
for the most part, yes.
Okay.
It does not appear to be that there's any of these strange tips that came along. It definitely seems like inciting violence and just general unrest, and also perhaps some military movements that just, there's questions as to how this intelligence kind of let loose.
Sure.
And so there's been some internal investigations if there's anyone talking to the enemy, which very well could be, especially given the state of the coup right now. You definitely know that there are people within the the Orsimian military that had turned sides.
Sounds good. All right. I think we got to go then.
Okay.
I'm taking this computer with me. Would you be okay with me also knowing the password? Or are you specifically hiding that?
Oh no, I think he wasn't hiding it. He just didn't see a point to sharing it right in that scene. But no,
Sounds good.
he had the paper out in front.
Yeah, and
as he was
typing it.
typing
Okay,
with
cool.
2 fingers, so totally fine.
Yeah. Oh my God, this guy's a loser.
He's very cool. Very cool guy.
I'm sure he thinks so.
And so
All
you
right.
guys,
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, all good. It's like, yeah, no, we got what we need. Great. Packing up the thing for later. Swell. Back down the hallway.
You guys make your way towards what I assume is security now.
Yes, please.
As you leave the barracks, you enter an area that is clearly well fortified. And as you approach a security checkpoint, you see a massive portcullis, kind of like one of the doors that the metal doors that kind of slide in and
I
out.
would call those maybe blast doors.
Blast doors, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2 large blast doors with the seal in front, kind of closed together from the sides, sit in front of you. In the ceiling are these little bumps.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna give it to you. Nona would probably recognize those as likely some form of automated defense, but they are not armed just yet. Next to these large blast doors, which you believe lead to the security room itself, is a panel. And the panel also has a little display on it with a camera that points out towards where you guys all are.
Cool.
So this is what you see, kind of like a large hallway.
Like in that Mission Impossible movie.
I have not seen any of them, so I
What?
cannot comment.
Me neither, actually.
Dude, they're so good.
Maybe forever ago.
Never mind then. I've made 3
We'll
Mission
put it on the
Impossible
list.
references.
Well, I know the memes.
You guys are coming to my house later.
All right. I'll say, while we're walking around now, still ostensibly sort of trying to be stealthy.
We're also wearing the.
Oh, no, we are,
armor.
but I have this big box now. So I'm going to
That's
say,
true.
instead of levitating it around, Micah's going to be grabbing onto it as if dragging the thing, but definitely using telekinesis to make it just slide very nicely along the floor.
Very nice.
So
Tiny
there's
little wheels
a
under there.
little bit of plausible deniability that this is not a psychic power.
I was also
Okay.
going to offer to just pretend to be psychic if you wanted.
No, I mean, if it comes to that, but right now, we're all wearing silence armor, it seems like.
Well, I'm an inquisitor, so I'm clearly a psychic.
True enough. True enough. We could play
There
it
are
that
options.
way.
But no, I like the dragging thing better. It sounds funnier, so I think we go with that one.
Great.
And so you guys approach. Who is kind of going to lead this conversation?
Unfortunately, as you
I
just
mean,
said, you are the
you could also
Inquisitor.
just
Yeah,
you can
no,
literally
I'm
start
gonna
just
do it.
putting
I'm
like
gonna
demo
swap out
charges
armor
on
if
the
you
door
wanna
or
not do
something like
that.
that.
But I love this armor. It makes me so happy.
All right, with great power comes great
Yeah,
responsibility.
all right. Besides, like, don't all of us suck at talk?
Yes.
Like, just no one's good.
Oh yeah, all of us suck at
We all
talk.
suck.
Okay,
at
like I
charisma
think
and
you
talk.
suck the most at talk.
I mean, I'm not good.
Yeah,
I have a 0. What do you have?
I have -1.
Oh.
exactly. I have a 0 as well.
What's your charisma? Mine is
9.
0.
Oh, my charisma is also +0.
Yeah.
Yeah, my charisma's
Yeah,
plus 0.
Yeah.
We're all normal charisma, which is not amazing.
I threw one point in talk because I have a tendency to talk a lot way back in the day. And we've just been coasting along on that 0-0.
Nice.
I mean, Marcus can do it. Marcus can go. We saw how well that went on the radio.
Yeah, if you'd like to try, by all means.
Yeah, and also Micah's fine taking over the talking role.
All right,
She doesn't
all right.
mind.
Rock, paper, scissors. Come on.
Dear Lord.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I'm
All right,
dead
I
as
just started.
hell.
Definitely.
It's my paper to their scissors.
Yep.
Does that mean you
Wait,
get to go,
you're
or that
sending
We
you've been
didn't
Micah.
say
Oh,
whether
fuck.
winning
I
or
thought
losing.
Robert-
God, we're not getting
Great,
anything
I did
done
it.
this episode.
No, okay. Nona.
Do you
Go.
have confidence that your background in the Children of the Silence could help here? Because if so, I'm happy to just stand behind you and look intimidating.
I think that could work.
Let's do it.
Okay,
This is the plan.
that's the plan.
Got all of this. All right, so Marcus is gonna walk in front of Nona, probably looking, like an escort, and is gonna go up to the keypad. Is it like obviously on? Like I can just talk.
Yeah, and in fact, as you approach, there is what was originally just a video screen, kind of like on standby, blinks to a moving picture of a man, dark-skinned man with a shaved head and trimmed beard. The right half of his face is scarred from some kind of burn, leaving the corner of his lip in a permanent frown, and parts of his forehead and face with cybernetics, including an unblinking green eye.
I've only seen him for a second. Give him a moment. He might blink. No. Okay.
No. It doesn't appear like that eye has an eyelid.
Gross.
So that is why it's unblinking.
Nice.
It's just
Unfortunate
kind
for
of
him.
like, it's not like green as in the iris is green.
Good job.
Thank you. It is green as in like the entirety of the eye is green.
Cool.
Sick.
We just got a marble
Dope.
in there.
So
Yeah.
nice.
But like a tech marble.
What was the name of the Inquisitor that we killed in the library?
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Thank you. Marcus is gonna go up and say, Inquisitor Phoenix requests access to the security room.
I'm sorry, I've been told to not let anyone in.
Inquisitor Phoenix insists that he needs access to the security room.
I appreciate Inquisitors wanting to do whatever the hell they want, but I was told by the Chancellor themselves that this door does not open until the coup is resisted.
I think Marcus is gonna turn back at Nona, and when he his face is off camera, he's gonna shrug a little bit.
Knowing what we know, is this Milo check?
Was there a picture of him in his file?
This is Milochek. This is, there was a picture of him in his file. You would have gotten a description. This is him.
Okay. What's his title? Do we know?
Captain, I believe.
Captain.
Captain, son, Trevor. Brown hair,
No,
brown eyes.
Or did you relay that or print that information at all?
I think I would have read it out for the group. In general, when I gather information like that, I have a tendency to just share it out loud because secrets between us are not allowed.
Okay. So
Secrets aren't fun.
is that sounds like a barb. Okay. I think he's gonna then Marcus will turn back and say, Captain Milochek, Inquisitor Phoenix has found information relating to your son and requests access to the security office.
There is there is mention. Peter's just holding out 2 dice
Nervously
now.
holding the dice.
Do I have to roll for this?
And there's confusion that passes through the face. There is acknowledgement, and the man on the other side says, I'm sorry. What about Inquisitor and my son? What are you talking about?
Inquisitor Phoenix has been monitoring news outlets, and apparently some internal documents were leaked, and we've been sent in order to inform you of certain sensitive topics before you find out in other ways. Unfortunately, Inquisitor Phoenix would like to share the information in person themselves, and I'm not at liberty to say.
Ooh.
Are you in trouble? Are you gonna get told something good? Who knows?
And at that, you see his demeanor like physically change. And he says, I'm doing my job. I am staying at my post as directed. And
then
I'm gonna lean down and like whisper in your ear, just like, tell him he's not in trouble.
So this is a courtesy notice from the Chancellorship to inform you of news rather than a punishment.
You make a charisma notice check.
There we go.
That's charisma notice.
Can I do it?
Charisma or intelligence, wisdom notice. Sorry, not intelligence notice.
I'll do wisdom notice. All right.
Ah, damn.
That's a 10.
6.
6 for Nona?
Yep.
Okay. Marcus, you bringing up the Inquisitor brings fear to him. And he says, I appreciate the notice. I was told not to open these doors for anyone, for any purpose. If this is a test, I will stand by my orders as they stand. And you see, like, he is hurt right now.
Oh.
I'm gonna push past you and look at the camera and just say, listen, do you want to know what actually happened to Trevor or not?
And he looks at someone off camera and looks back at you and says, I do. Yes. I would very much like that. And you can see there's so many thoughts running through his head. He's like, open the doors, as he turns away from the camera, and you see the doors start to part, and it leaves you with a few things that you see. First of all, this room is filled, like the entire walls are just filled with camera feeds from different parts of the palace. You see a large control panel in the middle of this room, clearly controlling the different feeds and stuff like that. You see there are a few silence operatives around the room itself. Milochek is kind of in the center of this control panel that is kind of circular in nature and then open on one side. You see 7 people in this room in total. There are 4 standard silence operatives, although they seem to be less alert and more looking at the different panels. And you see 2 primes on either side of Milochek. And he gestures you all to come in. Come in, please.
Micah's amazed that worked. Micah was fully like standing in the back race, like, am I gonna have to blow this door open? What are they doing?
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, great. Puts the finger down. I guess we're walking in.
I think Marcus is gonna, as we're like being ushered in and following Milochek, he's gonna go up and say, like, we recommend dismissing individuals not of clearance to hear this information.
Oh, nice.
I really don't want to get into a fight right now.
I was just gonna threaten them all with that.
Well,
do your thing first. Your thing's better.
Yeah.
And he nods to, I can't make them leave the room, but he nods to both prime officers who kind of move towards the periphery. Also, as you guys all step in, the doors do close behind you.
Oh boy.
Just so you're aware.
Okay.
And so it is just you, the 4 of you, and Milochek. And he says, I did do a little digging, and I apologize for that, but I needed to know what happened.
I'm going to look at everybody else in the group. So I'll keep talking then. I'm going to say, Your suspicions were correct. They killed your son. And I have more news for you. Good news and bad news. The bad news first is that we are not members of the Children of the Silence. The good news is...
We have a gun to you right now.
The good news is, if we play this correctly, your odds of surviving today just went up immensely.
And you clearly dropped 3 pretty big bombs on him right now. But the first one is the one that hits the hardest.
Mhm.
And he sits down in his chair and just goes, I knew it. Those bastards.
Stay calm.
And he kind of carries himself a little bit. One other thing that you didn't actually catch from his appearance is, because it was only kind of like from the chest up on the video screen, he does walk with a slight limp, giving you the impression that he has an old injury to his right leg. So clearly someone who has seen action and likely is not going to again because of the injuries that he succumbed to. But he sits down and you see tears welling up a little bit in his eyes. He says, You're with them, aren't you?
Vaguely, yes. We're unaffiliated.
I think Marcus is gonna step forward, and kind of like, you said he sat down. Marcus will like lean down, hand on the shoulder.
Aw.
He's gonna look at him and he's gonna be like, "Look," and we know Malchuk is not a psychic, right?
He's not. No.
Yeah. So he's gonna look at me and say like, "I don't give a shit about all this psychic bullshit. All right, they killed my wife. That's why I'm here. You can do something."
Yeah, Mike is gonna squat down on her haunches and say, well, I do care about the psychic things actually, and I'll say just one thing: is that what happened to your kid at that academy happened to a lot of other kids too. That's why I'm here. You have a chance to help the right side here for once.
And you see just a bunch of thoughts run through his head, and you see him look at the other silence operatives in the room, and he says, I've worked with these men for years now. They have started to question as well. I don't know how many I could get, but I could get some of them to join me. I assume you want me to turn off the defenses.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be very nice.
Okay. I'm going to talk to my men over there. There might be a few who do not see the monsters that we work for, but I believe we should be able to apprehend them. Stay here. And he gets up and tries to regain his composure a little bit. Like he's been seething within himself. And you see as he stands up, he kind of goes to attention, shoulders back, chin up, and starts to walk over with that slight limp to a few members on the periphery of the room.
While he's heading over there, is there anywhere that we could stand waiting that would provide like cover?
Where you guys are right now.
Just put the box right in front of us. Everything ducked down behind.
Crouch behind the box, but it's a little lame.
I would like stand behind the box, like
Sure.
pose confidently, and then as soon as the gunfire starts, just duck
I'm thinking I
behind
would love not to put the box in harm's way because it's got the thing
full of
inside
guns.
it.
It does
It's
have the
got
thing
guns
inside.
and maybe some bombs, but also
It
it's
has
got
the
the
thing
space
inside it.
expander.
Yeah.
No, I've got all the bombs.
Okay, you've got all
If
the bombs.
that's all right.
That's fine.
Cool.
So the place where you guys are right now, this control panel, it
I guess
is
if we're on
raised.
the far side of it.
Yeah, if you, because it is this kind of like semicircle, it is in the center of the room, but it is the closest thing to cover that one might have. So if anything were to go down, you can duck down behind, the metal panels.
Mhm.
There are some tables scattered around this room, some that are kind of on the far wall away from the entrance that you all came in through. And so you could move over there if you'd like.
I like here.
Okay, this is
That's a
fine.
Power pose.
I think Marcus is kind of gonna lean over to Claire and say like, "Can you tell which ones aren't sympathetic?"
All right, let's do some rolls.
Hell yeah. Always forget that she has psychic powers.
So there are a total of 6 other people in this room, right? Yes. I said it, and I don't have.
Yes,
them in
you
front
said
of me
7
right now.
total plus Milo check.
Yeah,
or
that's
including
right.
Milo check.
Yeah, so four regular officers and then 2 primes. You get the sense that the primes are the ones that have followed Milocek the longest. Or I guess Claire. This is coming from Claire.
Claire, your voice got so much deeper. I got the sense.
I got the sense. I think the primes they're ready to follow whatever he says. The other operatives seem like they come and go occasionally. He might be able to sway a couple of them. So, I don't know, about half. Definitely the most senior officers. So maybe that will sway something.
Thank you.
And you see Milocek is now talking to the 2 primes. Are you guys doing anything else in the meantime? Just kind of like waiting to see how this plays out?
So we've got like the control panel right here.
Panel. I don't think I want to do anything with it, but can I study it?
Yeah.
Try and figure out how stuff works.
Yes. So I mean, I'm just going to give it to you. Like there are a bunch of things there. There are feeds from.
Oh my God, things.
You found them.
I'm sorry. Please continue.
There are feeds from all over the palace. It seems like a lot of them are trained on the audience hall right now.
Makes sense.
You do have some visibility into what's happening. Are you trying to?
Can I see Von McRaven? Is he still kicking ass and taking names?
So let me tell you, you see the audience hall. You see what clearly seem to be some makeshift defenses, sandbags and stuff like that, but also some less makeshift defenses, some metal waist level walls here and there to kind of act as firing positions. Seem like they came up from the ground themselves. Similarly, there are metal bollards kind of that dot the front part of this entrance, seeming to like slow down just any form of advancement, as well as just furniture and what are you looking at?
What a bollard is.
Did I say the right thing?
I don't know.
It's just kind of like a metal pole
like
that,
a road, yes,
yeah,
to block cars.
Okay.
just like an obstacle. So there's a whole bunch of those now up, but not necessarily like trying like any form of pattern. They seem to actually be random to just slow down movement through it, as well as an assortment of furniture and desks that seem to be strewn about, really just trying to slow down any children of the silence. Sorry, not children of the silence. I always get that mixed up because they're the thing, and the acolytes of the end and orphans of the orchid. You know, acolytes and orphans, they're advanced.
Sounds good.
You do start going through a couple of other places. You didn't actually know where Vaughn went off to, but through cycling through some of the stuff, you do see just a group of people who seem to be fighting quite far into the palace itself. And you see 2 members that seem to be doing the most work. One seems to be a bruiser taking some hits and throwing some hits. And then another one that just seems to so gracefully move through the sea of bodies, and just they fall as they pass through, almost like as if they're like just sidestepping as part of a dance. Just they know all of these moves already. So yes, you do see what appears to be Vaughn and Isis doing some good work. You're not entirely sure if Freya and Kainon are assisting in some other way, but they are off camera. They're less. One's a medic and the other one's more of like a interrogator.
That's right.
So that's what you see.
All right. Yes, they're still alive. That's good.
And so you checking out the control panel, you see that there are defenses. There are these different turrets that seem to be placed in different places. In fact, there were those 4 that were right outside of this particular room. There are anti-meta-dimensional fields that are really meant to hurt psychics quite a bit. There are some, I don't have the name of the field in front of me right now, but if you don't know how to get there or have clearance to get there, you'll get turned around almost
Fun.
like a little hall of mirrors kind of deal.
That's pretty cool.
And so there are those types of defenses as well. Yeah, it's a cloaking field. It doesn't necessarily hide it, but it kind of
It redirects you.
yeah, redirects you.
I am looking out for if there is a place where it looks like the defense is getting turned off right this moment, as opposed to in 30 seconds when Milochek is done talking to people, will make a significant difference.
Most of the defenses right now are focused on the audience hall.
Sure.
So there are 100% different turrets that are actively firing and stuff like that. You see that there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of like active fighting. You seem to have caught it in between waves, but there definitely seems to have been some tests of the defenses.
Sure.
As like a charge happened, was warded off a little bit, and so they're trying to figure some things out. But that would probably be the area with the most.
Just now picturing the turrets just going, suppressing fire.
So they're like, but the fighting's like entrenched right now. Like they're not actively going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Then I will wait.
And so you look over to see Milochek and the two prime officers kind of like looking at each other and just nodding to each other. They go over and start talking to a few of the others, where you see that there's a few that kind of like have some resistance. You see like what's going on, and at that point you just have one of the primes kind of like elbow him in the face and start like taking off some cuffs and putting them on.
Oh shit.
And
Alrighty.
it seems to have happened to 2 of the silence operatives, but the other 5 including Milochek, seem to be on this. And Milochek kind of limps up to you all and says, all right, these 4 are with me. When I open these securities, I'm going to be committing treason. I'm going to be leaving as soon as I possibly can. Godspeed to you all. And as he heads up to the control panel and starts typing away.
If you do get into trouble, you might be able to hide out in the library.
He looks over his shoulder at you and says, thank you. And thank you for telling me. I had an inkling. Things aren't right here. As he starts to type and hits a big red button, which goes
Nice.
You know,
Like everything. You always want your shutdowns to sound like that. I should make my computer make that noise.
And at that, he types one more thing, and the blast doors open up. And as you all go to leave, you see a group of people in the doorway. You see 7 people in total.
Oh no.
You see a couple of silence operatives, 2 primes, and then 1 inquisitor. This one, similarly to Phoenix, has his helmet off. You see that he has adorned his armor with 2 large eyes.
Like painted or?
Like painted.
Oh God.
Oh, jeez. Jeff, I think you've been doing too much body horror in this game. People just assume when you say this is adorned with eyes that you mean guts.
Yeah.
No, painted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Oh, I was like, oh man, where'd he get those?
And in a voice that seems to have multiple people all talking over one another, he speaks and says, Milochek, I foresaw your betrayal. Prepare to die. And that is where we'll end today's episode.
All right.
Cool.
We got another one.
So it's not, so really fast, it's not goose.
Is owl.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, with the big owl eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
All right.
See, this is the thing that I'm mad about, is that I asked way earlier, oh, Jeff, I vaguely recall us mentioning maybe they're all bird names, and you gaslit me laughing so hard. You're like, you never heard that.